G'day everyone, RisingFunGaming here. Welcome to the final beta video for Monster Hunter World. Oh boy, isn't it crazy to think that this is going to be the last one before we start making content for the full release. It has quickly snuck up on us, and it's very close indeed. So, oh boy, it's very happy times indeed. So this, of course, is going to be another Nergigante run. Can't wait to find him in the full game, see what he's like. But at least we get a little taste here in the demo. This is the 15-minute fight, and they're trying out probably one of the standout weapons for me personally, the new and improved Gunlance, replete with the forward hops of beautiful escapeness. God, it's so nice to have that with Lance and Gunlance now. This thing, it seems as though finally they've chosen to scale damage with sharpness level, which is fantastic. As I understand it, and of course I could always be wrong, and I always look forward to being corrected in comments where I am, it looks as if good old shelling damage is indeed scaling with sharpness, and it didn't do it in Monster Hunter Generations, did it? And that was one of the biggest complaints for potential users of it. Not only that, but things like the heat gauge mechanic and stuff like that, whilst it was kind of interesting, at the end of the day it was just such a chore to upkeep and for such a small amount of benefit. They have done away with this heat gauge, which is not surprising because it definitely smelt of just a huge experiment for the spin-off title of Generations, so glad to see it gone. In its stead, we have, as seems to be the case for a lot of the sort of weapon reimaginings, we've got pretty much all-round better movement with it. We've got the awesome new worm stake, which you see me putting in now, which can be comboed out of moves. And what's more is, if you whiff the initial poke, you've still got the animation of the kind of embedding of the stake that kind of happens, and if the monster happens to just move its body into that, it's still honoured, surprisingly, which is really cool. And it wasn't very expected, but I'm not going to complain about that at all because it definitely happens to me on a few occasions. What else? Oh yeah, the looks of it and the sound design. Oh my god. The sounds that they've made for this, they're just so damn satisfying, aren't they now? Yeah, I could just gush over this weapon for days. It's really fun. It seems to be a lot more viable, and yeah, I hope lots of people get into it. A combo that I really like to do is kind of the upward poke into slam and then full shelling, which I'll probably do here if we don't paralyze ourselves. Okay, and then down, full shelling, this side slap with crazy high motion value usually, and then the worm stake. Wasn't a very good demonstration of just how hard hitting that sidewards slap, whatever its proper name is, after the full shelling does. It is very highly damaging. I kind of think maybe that's the case, not because it looks like a very strong swing by the hunter. It's probably because it's the very next strike that you do after the full burst. So maybe at that point the heat of the blade is extremely hot and damaging. That's sort of the story that I've made up in my mind. But even so, in having said that, I'm pretty sure there's another way you can do that side slap out of another combo that may not follow that full burst, so that might kind of dissipate that little theory of mine, but it's a fun one to have nonetheless. Also, stuff that does constant damage is the Wyvern Fire. You see there it does 3 hits of 51 to our boy here. Actually no, I think I have to be careful with that one because I'm pretty sure I've seen it being abated to lower damage on his harder parts. I'm relying on the knowledge bank of the community, the people that use Gunlance as mains. Anyway, that's the beauty of being a Monster Hunter creator. It's always good to have the feedback of the community. So what do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about that? Alright, so we're at the second stage of the fight. It's always the dodgiest one for me, but if my memory serves me correctly... Actually, no, I remember what happens. I remember what happens. It does live up to its dodgy nature for me. The good news is, like, we're doing, like, such a decent amount of damage on him anyway. I don't think that I have to deal with him too long here on Recollection. This is one of my faster fights, one of my faster solos that I ended up doing. Look at that, 66 with that side slap. Okay, go for those young spikes there. Get them. Boom. Unfortunately not shattering them all off. There's nothing more satisfying than doing like a full burst. Yeah, watch this. Deer in the headlights, mate. You weren't gonna get away with the chip damage there. Yeah, but there's nothing more satisfying than doing things like full bursts to shatter those spikes off the Nergigante. It's like one of my favorite things to do. Okie dokie. Well, I guess you've got to, when life throws you lemons, you got to make lemonade. So every time you cart, thankfully you get to have a look in the tent and grab some much needed items to replace the ones that you've used. And another thing that I really love about Monster Hunter World is the fact that, you know, there's... And I've talked about this before, the fact that there's, you know, multiple spawn points or camps in the map that you can get. And upon dying in any one bit of the map, you'll instantly be transported back via cart to the closest one. So for those that are looking to do their own little PB time attacks and stuff like that, this is sort of one of those things that makes you... not really give up if you're gonna get a death during a run. It's like, no, keep going, you can do this. You're not too far away from the dude. Unless he zones, which he did to me, as you can see. Good thing I'm not going for time attack so much. So, in the interim of him killing me, he's decided to limp off. So he doesn't have too much longer to go. Huge big tell for the dive. Always find it fun to dunk him, so I can go ahead and punish him immediately. I still haven't decided whether that's the best course of action there, because, you know, he's going to be maintaining those hard spikes when you do it. So what would you rather? Just safely escape his dive so that he can open his relative weakness up again by losing those spikes in his attack? Or do you go for the flashes just so that you can get some damage whilst he's down? I don't know. Not being so much of a time attack guy, it doesn't make me think about it that much, but it's always an interesting talking point anyway. Oh man, I can't wait to make your gear. I'm sure some of you guys have seen some of the armor concepts going around. I think it was a Game Informer article or something like that. And yeah, his gear looks good. Can't wait to wear his gear. There's also another bad boy, the is it Val Hazak or something, recently been announced, the little Death Elder Dragon dude. We've seen a Plague Doctor outfit out there, and I reckon it's his. It's another piece of armor I'm really looking forward to, and I'm glad that I'm going to be choosing a male hunter for the full game, because I'm really digging the male armor concepts that I've seen thus far. But anyway, that's going to be the Nergigante. We got him in sub 10, which is pretty good for me. Pretty happy with that. And we got to do it using one of my very favorites for this franchise. I've always loved Gunlance, but it's going to be great to be effective with it for a change. You have to be like, I don't know. I don't think I saw many people doing speedruns with Gunlance in previous games, so it's going to be good to hopefully see it in the top tier of weapons. Hopefully. In any case, I'm going to have lots of fun with it anyway. Thanks so much for watching, guys, as always. This is RisingFunGaming, and see you next time. Bye-bye for now.